Eee, this is nasty. This is death.
Two movies
Two
today.
movies.
Indeed. Maybe I should have remembered to pull up the IMDb things.
Do it
on
quick.
your phone.
Yeah.
So the first one we saw was
The first
that's
one.
the one. The first. I believe Neal saw this.
I did. So this is my second time seeing the first. I just saw it last week for the first time. First Omen for the first time.
It's good enough for Neal to say I'll go to it again.
Yeah, I think it's great.
I thought it was fantastic. It was beautiful. Acting's fantastic. The story is the whole thing. I think that she's wonderful.
Yeah. You know, a lot of times, I'm sure there are exceptions, but usually for me, a prequel to like an existing horror franchise is normally not very good. This I thought was great, and it made me want to go back and watch the original Omen movie.
Oh, I love it. Oh,
Yeah.
I went and had something that was supposed to be on, but I've got it now. So happy. I'm right on top. I've got it. It's happening. So that's long. Good. That's too long. Okay. A young American woman sent to Rome to begin a life of service to the church when encounters a darkness. Hey,
I can be. I can be. Yeah. I can be.
church, when encounters a darkness that causes her to question her faith and covers a terrifying conspiracy that hopes to bring about the birth of evil incarnate. And I think this is not the only time we've seen a movie like this.
Yeah. Similar
There's one
setup.
recently, but there's been many others. Same kind of thing. But it's still good.
Yeah, definitely. And I've seen actually people comparing this to Immaculate, and I understand they both have a similar setup, and they both have kind of a crazy conspiracy going on. But besides that, they're much different movies. Even in the tone. This one is. Go on, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's way darker and weird and weird than I would have ever expected for a mainstream movie. Because this isn't like a weird indie film. This is a pretty big, trying to reboot the franchise and stuff. And it's pretty strange.
I guess you're right, because I think about, there's Suspiria coming to, so there's like calls back, of course, if we gotta figure out the whole thing, I need to see my notes. So you gotta step it up, get yourself a new home.
Oh, it probably would have worked fine for this.
So anyways, audio's a little glitchy, good to know. Maybe we should plug in the thing.
Yeah, we could do that.
All right, you guys, technical moment. Thank you so much, Mike. We were wondering if we should keep it or change it. So Neal bought this fantastic little
But turn that on first. Just press it. No.
This.
Hello.
How is this, Mike? Not that we're gonna be holding.
I think these are pretty strong.
It's good, but mine is in and out. We'll figure.
How's this? Is this better? Is this working okay? Let us know, please. What?
Mike, help. What's going on? What are you doing, sir? What's happening?
Just checking the audio here.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Looks good.
Hi. Should we adjust the volume? Oh,
Better. Just some echo now.
Well, there was an echo thing, wasn't there?
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. Let's make us so pro. It's just gonna be crazy. You won't believe it.
It's already on.
Automatically adjust.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I bet that's good. Ah! Fix it. Oh shit. That. This? No. This. Oh my God. Sorry.
You're still an echo?
Just a little bit.
There. Maybe if we just do one.
One. Testing one. Oh.
He says it's a lot better now.
Oh.
All right, cool.
All right. So let's remember those settings.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike, and apologies to all you
Yeah. No worries.
for dealing with a very, very professional actor.
Yeah.
Here.
We're trying to improve the eyes. Hopefully this
We're
works.
working on it. One day, in 10 years from now, maybe we'll get it all hammered out. But for now, we've seen this first Omen, and we both really dig it.
I loved it.
The first, I gotta find these guys.
I agree 100% with this. I was so happy actually you said this, because when the movie started, the two fathers, right? It was like, oh,
I like the third guy too.
Yeah.
So it's Ralph Ineson, who people I recognize from The Witch.
Yeah, and he's great in a really underrated movie came out early this year, which is God, I can't think of the name of it.
Well, let's check them out.
Ward of Misrule. It's a really good
you told me
movie.
about this. I don't think I saw it.
I don't think so, and I don't. It was supposed to have a theatrical release, which I don't think it did. If it did, it was very minor. I've not really heard people talk about it, but it's worth checking out.
Charles Dance. He was. I recognized him from as Lannister, as the evil Lannister patriarch. But he was also in Phantom of the Opera. Apparently, when I was a kid, it was made for TV one. I remember his name, and he was my Phantom heartthrob until I realized what the story actually is. And he's a really evil, horrible bastard. Bill Nighy, awesome. I remember him from
not the science guy.
Not him, different guy. Not Nighy, I think.
Yeah, Bill Nighy, the science guy. There's Nighy.
No, this guy. Yeah. I first remember him from when they kill the red shirt. You got red on you shirt. Comedy, British.
Oh, Shaun of the Dead?
That's the one. He's like the evil stepdad.
Oh, okay.
But not only that, but Neal point out this woman, Nell Tiger Free.
Yeah, I thought she was excellent in this movie.
Fantastic. Let's see what she
does. Great range in the movie, because she when she's playing Margaret,
man.
like and then she really plays crazy. Like,
oh my god! Getting towards the end of the movie, she's got all this body action. Oh, and this verbal, like very. I don't know if they put a dog sound in it to like, you know how they got the idea of the jackal. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that was like layered in there. But it was freaking.
There's scenes where you don't know what's in her head, what's demons, and then when it's just her, like I think that stuff could come off like kind of hokey, but she does it great in the movie.
I wonder if they were involved in each other's casting, because she was also in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with her before, but I was a big fan of her in this movie. But she's been in a ton of stuff.
Yeah. I got to vote on the first Omen and give it more than 6.9, because that's fat. Oh, she's adorable. She's adorable, and they really make that work. Now, this woman, Sonia Braga, she's the like stern nun. She's like, I was watching her. She's got a great voice, and she started reminding me of Dita Laser. They're just so severe, and like the way
I really thought they did a good job with the. I like Immaculate a lot, but I think that they did a better job in this movie with the nuns. Like they seemed like real people, and they didn't seem like. Nun was awesome. Yeah, they seemed like they had like personalities. They weren't completely stern all the time, and so I think that made you like you get comfortable with them, which I think is important. Yeah, and then and also you weren't. It's good because you're not sure which one she can trust, which makes sense in the movie because she doesn't know who she can trust.
I really wanted to trust the smoking nun. Smoking nun she's just constantly smoking. It's a different. She's a little older. Usually, she looks like she was probably a girl that was rough that came to the nunnery. Oh my god, that baby's so freaking cute.
I think this has obviously to the Omen, but there's a lot of like Rosemary's Baby stuff in this too, which is good. And again, I think that's what I think everything's in Rosemary's Baby, but the idea of like the people seem like trustworthy and like normal people. Mm-hmm. I think that's really important in a movie like this.
Yeah, the priests. I think you get like the Ralph character, you kind of like don't know if he's actually crazy or not. Yeah, I think they did a good job of that because you want to think like, well, this guy has to not be crazy, right? Because he's. He starts out, you feel like he's got a big role, but I thought this movie is so well played. I feel like maybe this guy actually is crazy.
Right.
Because his story is very wild.
And we almost, I mean, we don't even come up with the one of the major characters is the girl.
Yeah, who's also really good in the movie.
Her name is. That's not her.
No, that's her buddy who's really good too.
Yeah,
I thought
she was cool. Oh,
and she's someone too. Like you're like, oh, you know, this is someone Margaret can trust, and she'll.
This is another part that was very Suspiria-like because this woman goes to move in to the convent and become a nun, and she's living with this other girl who's kind of like she's partying. She's like, I'm going to be a nun soon, and I'm going to dress this way, and I'm going to go party, I'm going to go clubbing and drinking and doing all the things, and you're going to come with me.
I thought there was actually a really good reasoning too, and I thought it was a really good line when she was like, Margaret, like you're a good-looking woman and stuff, and you've devoted your life to him, you know, the Lord, and like if it's how is that a sacrifice unless you're actually giving something up? So you have to know what you're giving up. And I was like, I like that. Like you know, it's not just we're not just going to do this for the hell of it. This is like, you know, this will actually make you more devoted because you're actually giving. You're actually
kind of like what's the belief? I think it's the Amish, maybe it's Jewish people, where you like travel out into the world. Yeah, I think it's the Jewish people. Maybe also do.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Quote me on that.
Yeah.
But so this idea of you get the taste of reality and then have to make the decision because she could have still been like, you know what? I like this too much. Right. So she goes out. They're out dancing, clubbing.
That was done really well too. I think just the connection with that guy because it was very cute. It was like unbelievable and like because it wasn't like they just met and all of a sudden boom they're
he could have been a creep.
Yeah, he was a funny guy and he didn't just like this is like this girl's no fun. Like it seemed like real chemistry there.
Yeah. Nice. So they went out. They were at the bar. These two guys come up about the same age, and you know, I just assume any guy that comes up to you in bars is probably gonna be a creep. And so one guy goes off with the girlfriend. They're out there, and then you see this dude left behind with Marguerite. Yeah. And it's kind of like. Then it cuts away and goes back, and they're having actual conversation. They're not out there dancing, they're having a conversation. Then they finally start to dance because she's shit-faced, and they have like a romantic kissy kiss moment. And then I guess her friend rescues her from drunkenness.
Yeah, it goes to blackness,
and you don't know exactly the whole story.
And it's really good.
It doesn't sound like he did anything terrible. That's not it doesn't lean that way, but you just like, well, they're clearly leaving something out.
Right.
So what is it?
Yes.
It was so sad near the beginning. So they're at, it's not a convent, it's an orphanage. And very early in, when Marguerite first arrived, she's going around, seeing the place, getting introduced, and sees like this room of babies. It's a room of cute little babies and their cute little baby places, and then she sees a woman who is sitting pregnant, who is, you know, an unwed mother because it takes place in the 70s and that happened. So this woman alone there waiting. Later on, you see that woman give birth.
Yeah.
Something with Marguerite is that she doesn't. It says when she was a child, she didn't understand, like she understood reality, but she would see things, and she said, I had this fantastic imagination. It's really over the top imagination.
That scene there is one of the ones that talk about how, like I didn't expect to see something so graphic in like a mainstream movie. It's weird and graphic. And
see some stuff.
It's awesome.
Yeah, you do, but it's like, I was like, this is done really well.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
You see bits.
Well, the stuff with I'll just say, there'll be a little spoiler here. We're not going to completely spoil the movie, but all the stuff with the jackal, which you know from the original Omen, that stuff I think is really scary because I think the way they shot it was really smart, where it's Rosemary Baby-ish, and even just seeing it, so they put a black veil over, and this is early on in the movie, over the woman's face, and then when she's breathing in and out, and it's almost like a skull because you see the teeth through the.
So creepy.
That's a great scene.
That's like a very begin. I think that's the first scene. Yeah. Is it there's like clearly this ritual happening, and it's in the church, and it's real scary, and there's this woman on a table. She's gonna give birth, at first she seems like she's okay with this whole thing, but then they like bind her head up in a black. It looks kind of like a black silk thing,
right? And
so she can breathe through it, but it's like tight.
Yeah, because they put a rope around her neck and stuff, which is the whole thing is creepy. And I think it's very clever because you're showing more than you do in Omen, but they're hiding enough so a lot of it's up to your imagination, but in a clever way. It's not just like we're hiding this in darkness or something. There's a reason to it where you can't you see it through her eyes, and just the vision of her is so creepy. And I think shot that way for me makes it creepier than if you just went all out and showed the jackal and all this stuff, because that might not. I think what they show is scarier than something you could actually shoot and probably even show in the
theater. Definitely. It leaves your imagination there. Yeah. Just enough. But also like the idea of it being over her head and seeing her like trying to breathe. It's not like it's still, you can breathe through it. It's not totally suffocating, but it's enough that it's like she's really trying to breathe. And you can see it like
that's one of the creepiest scenes because it's skeletal like with the veil over the teeth. Yeah. And it's shot like great. Like I really love this movie. So I didn't know what you thought of either one yet. So I was glad I
noticed like it was beautiful. Yeah. But I noticed like there's a lot of the field of vision. There would be a lot of right in the middle. There'd be like it would be converging lines to have like. Oh, I thought of it when I was literally in the theater writing everything down. But when you're doing drawings and you have this idea of having everything a vanishing point.
Okay.
So the vanishing point would be somewhere in the center. Everything would be gone towards the center. So walls, like her room, everything pitched to that weird corner. Everything would kind of go into a corner or an edge. It was very, very specific.
Even
it was interesting.
The art, I think, is really good because it looks like something, a younger person would draw. It doesn't look like sometimes they do it, I don't know, too good.
Trying to do drawing or something.
This looks like, and there's a lot of it. It doesn't look like someone just drew something specific just for the.
There's some context. There's a child in this who is like, weird. She's always locked in her own room. She's kind of scruffy looking, and this new person kind of likes her. At first, is scared by her, but then it like feels bad for her because she's always alone and she's odd. Yeah, she's the one that draws all these like random drawings of kind of like there's like a girl floating.
Yeah, and it's all connected, as you go through the movie, which it's really well done, and it looks like something that someone drew at that age.
There's a super evil one that at first I thought was blind. She's like weird, but then it's like, no, she's just like a creep.
Yeah, and she's got blonde eyebrows, which is very funny.
I hate that. Like, no offense, but they're like those. I don't even want to say her name. Don't even say it. I don't like her. She kicks him in the face. No, not okay. Horrible. Never. She was really, really, really creepy. And she was creeping on this girl. I'm like, what's going on? And she being like, Chester the molester kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because she was like weirdly like put her hand on the person's back at this like party event for the children. The children were very cute. They didn't have a focus.
I like in this movie, there's a lot of like taboos, and that's needed in a movie about the Antichrist and the devil, because it's supposed to be like evil things and things that are, unholy and stuff. And I think it's all done really well in the movie.
Yeah.
Without being like too exploitative.
Yeah.
I like evil in movies I like it sometimes if you're kind of rooting for evil, but I like it when it's a portrayal of evil as like, this is something awful that you don't want to be associated with.
Yeah, and it's they set up really early the power dynamics, because right when she's getting into the city, they have like there's this huge crowded area, and the person's like, oh, this is it wasn't, I don't think it was a union at the time, but the workers were in strike, and the college kids were also on strike with them, trying to strike against like working conditions.
Right.
That was like pre-union, I think. Maybe it wasn't, but that's what was happening. And so it kind of sets up like it, and like I think about like The Exorcist and Omen, these like classic movies. There's a lot of times there is a setup of society.
Yeah.
Or like in The Exorcist.
And those were made during that time.
Yes.
So this is interesting to try to capture that, years later. And I think they did a lot. This is a little different point, but enough where like there's some like not winks, but like references to the original Omens in different scenes without going overboard. Where it's not like, hey, you remember this? You remember that? Like you see it. It's like honestly, I think the sequel to The Shining is way too much of that for me. I know some people love it, especially when they go back to the hotel. And it's just like, hey, you remember this ghost? You remember this ghost? Like, yeah, we get it. And so there's a couple of that, but it doesn't ever feel like that.
Yeah. So the power part, I think, it's cool because I think it helps support some of the points throughout the movie. It's like you've got the witch dude, the guy from The Witch. I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry, folks. I am. I know who I'm talking about. I see him on my mind. He's got an awesome voice. I know.
Yeah, it's great voice.
Amazing. Like iconic voice. It doesn't even sound real when he was talking with the person in the like
yeah, I was like, man, I wish I had that voice.
People in the confessional.
Ralph
and like, I don't even think
Father Brennan.
Yeah. So anyways, the idea is that there is the Catholic Church, and part of the Catholic Church is actually like really believes in Christ and what Christ stands for and the teachings, and it is Christian. And then there's another part of the church that needs the power, and they're very oriented around the power. So there's two power dynamics, but one is, so they've got like the power of like the executive kind of power, like, which is kind of like what they're talking about with the workers, where you've got people who are the bosses who are like, and then there's the people who are actually doing work and actually give a shit, and they're getting kind of screwed, and then there's like, rah! So I thought it was interesting how that goes through the whole thing of the idea of power, and then what's the ultimate power? Well, I guess God and Satan is pretty.
Yeah. I also what I like about that, and I say this as a non-religious person, is I always think if you're going to have evil in movies, good has to exist as well. And I like the idea that the movie isn't all about all religious people or evil. So, and the movie's not about losing your faith or anything like that. I don't know. People keep their faith, not to spoil anything, but I like that.
What was cool is that she was torn, because you have her talking with Crazy Ralph, who is like saying this is the power dynamic and this is what's going on. And some of the stuff he says, she's not really feeling that good about, because he's saying, that the Catholic Church, part of the problem is it becomes too secular. It becomes more secular. People start to lose faith. And like, I could see that, but at the same time, it's like she's young and she's gone out clubbing.
Yeah, she's like a progressive.
And she's like, yeah, so it's kind of like, that seems like to her is kind of icky, that you can't have like social progressivism that comes into it. And at the same time, so I just find it to be a very interesting social commentary.
It's a really smart movie all around.
To say that there's a beyond a nod to the first Omen, and it is like
totally works.
It is awesome. Someone has an untimely end, and I'm sure people. Oh, before that untimely end, right in the beginning, we've got Ralph and Evil Lannister, and they're talking, and there's a stained glass window.
This is right when I knew it. When I heard the guy's voice, I was like, I think I'm going to like this movie. And right after that scene, I'm like, this is going off to a good start. So.
Oh my God. And then the people have this recurring smile, which I wasn't sure. Like, sometimes I don't like the, that suddenly, I'm now evil smile.
Yeah. I think it
comes up a few times. I think they didn't go too far.
You're right. It definitely
comes up a few times, but not.
There's also, honestly, the lakes. The lakes, I think, is also like a tell when there's some type of, which I think really worked in the movie. But yeah, I think the first one though, with the smile, I don't know, something about the bloody teeth smile, I think really works.
Yeah. And then later you see like someone who had some tragedy done to them, like hiding in the corner. There's been jump scares
great.
too, but there's not a ton of jump scares.
No, they
but when they happen, they're good. They're like, make sense. It's not just like, oh, a cat jumped out of the shadow. They're good. Like one is her friend literally scares her.
Not to pick on other movies, but like, why isn't like the nun movies like this intelligent or interesting? Like their movies just about a nun, and they're so boring to me. Like this is a way better film.
So I really enjoyed it quite a lot. I would definitely see it again.
I would even see it again. I've seen it twice.
Yeah. It was really great. I think there is a lot more, like you said, you went to see it again. I think there is a lot more to be seen, to be like perceived, and I really enjoyed it. I highly, highly recommend this. If you like that era, they do a very good job. It's modern, but they hold to that vibe. They're very true to like the culture of the time.
Yeah, and it's a long movie.
It doesn't feel long though.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think there's really any downtime. I wouldn't even say it's necessarily slow burn. I feel like it's evenly
well paced.
Yeah, it's not like so fast that it feels rushed or there's too many boom moments. It's an even paced, really, really.
It's honestly one of my favorite movies of the year. I thought it was just great.
I have to say, yeah, it was a serious.
I liked it. I liked it just to watch it the second time. So.
Yeah. The effects were cool. The villains were great. I'm so glad that smoking nun didn't die. Spoiler alert. The smoking nun doesn't die. And he's not a villain.
Right.
So the smoking nun.
And I hope this does well. I hope it's a sequel. And I'm not sure. I was thinking about like sequels.
Because it kind of does roll almost directly into.
So if you did a sequel, either you do it in modern day about when they're grown up, which I know they did in Omen 3.
Sam Neal.
Or
I still haven't seen that. I love Sam Neal.
You could do a sequel that takes place parallel with the original Omen.
What would it be?
About some of the other characters.
Oh.
I don't know what the story would be, but I'm just saying it does leave it up that there could be more. So
That's
I don't
true.
know. Or you could skip ahead, into modern day and about some of these other characters that they're still
I think it could be cool because Ralph's character comes from somewhere, so it could be a prequel. Because the whole idea of him being in the church and figuring it out, because he's like a secret agent trying to find out the mysteries. So that comes from a place.
This will be a spoiler. So spoiler alert for a sequel. Big spoiler here. Spoiler. But they set up a sister to Damien. So the sequel could be about the sister, the father Brennan, and Margaret. And it could be Marguerite, and it could be set parallel to Damien, either the original Omen or Omen 2 Damien, about what's going on with them, because they're also they're hunting them down. Maybe then eventually you could go, if these work out, you could go into modern day and both of them are adults. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I hope if they do that, it's not a cheese just trying to make money.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'd like to think whoever made this is very respectful of the source content and really it was very meaningful. This is very, very
this
thoughtful.
was a huge surprise to me. When I first heard about it, I really thought maybe it'll be enjoyable. I didn't think much of it, but I was really surprised, and it wasn't. Then I see it the second time, and I still really liked it. So it wasn't like, it's just better than I thought it was. Like, no, this is a really good movie.
I think it's bordering on a classic of our time. This is something in the future people can see, and I would be so curious having something like this modern day, because everything in life's such a shit show. It's a mess out there. I'm very curious. But anyway, so I'd say 5.
I agree 100%. Yeah, I love this. I thought it was great. I'm glad you really liked it.
Yeah,
go see it.
No reason to knock it down whatsoever. It's excellent all around.
I think it would be good viewing with the original movies.
I think so too. I need to see the second one. I never saw it.
Well, the second one's really good. That's with Lance Henriksen.
And Sam Neill.
He's in the third one.
Oh, that one too. Did I not see the second one? I got a lot of work to do.
Omen 2 Damien, I believe it's called. And it's when Damien's in military school.
Interesting. It's good?
Yeah.
I'll find that. I was worried about sequels being just shit.
I haven't seen the third one in years. So I need to. That's what Sam Neill has.
Yeah.
When he's, I think he's either
He's a
running for
politician,
president
I
or
think.
yeah. I don't
Sounded-
remember it being that good, but maybe it's better than I remember. I don't know. I'll have to watch it.
Yeah. So then the other movie, do you feel like it's time to move along? To
Yeah, the next movie is Arcadian, the new Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah.
So I have a few things to say about this.
Yeah.
First of all, you don't need to shake your camera the whole movie. That's really off-putting, almost give you a headache, and there's no reason for it. Like, I'm fine with handheld, but you don't have to go like constantly. Like, okay, like it's not found footage. I don't understand why.
To make you feel very, it's very intense, Neil. It's very intense.
And sometimes people say horror movies are too dark, and I don't agree.
Oh,
this one is so dark, way too dark. You can't see like hardly anything.
You can't see the creatures really at all. But maybe that's intentional, because I gotta say, when I
They're
saw
pretty
them,
stupid.
I thought their hairy, cool body was cool,
Yeah,
but then
the
their
hand.
face was weird. It
Yeah,
was almost like a tiki.
I liked them when before you saw the whole thing. I just like when you saw little bits like the hands and stuff.
Yeah,
And it's so slow.
yeah, it is. I like the characters. I think they're all well acted.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage is Nicolas Cage. Two boys
It's
are good.
It's a really good setup, and it's interesting.
It's not the most original thing ever.
No, I mean,
Except they've got a different monster. It's very much like a zombie movie. Or
yeah, it's like which the zombie movies are really inspired by I Am Legend.
Exactly.
This is like I Am Legend, but with the family.
Yeah.
Or it's a lot like with Quiet Place, honestly, which is the family with the monsters at the end of the world.
Yeah. So, but it's, I think
I like
it's just like kind of post-apocalyptic. The opening scene is the he's leaving New York City. Nicolas Cage is escaping New York City. Finds two babies abandoned. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Two babies abandoned.
I like that they don't go too much into the backstory.
Yeah.
You don't know what happened or whatever.
Yeah. So two abandoned babies, and then they're older. You go into the future. They're in kind of like a homestead in the, I guess, Arcadia, the actual place.
Yeah.
And yeah, and they're just trying
like
to live life.
I like the two brothers are almost like Lord of the Flies, where you've got like the warrior and you've got the thinker. So it's kind of the battle between the two.
Is the other one actually a warrior?
No, but he's more of like the scavenger guy. And
wait, which one's which?
Well, the guy that keeps running away.
He's a dink.
Yeah, I hated him until the end of the movie. Yeah. But I was like,
he's just like a punk
there was a
kid.
part of the movie when then it became like kind of a love story, and I was like, I don't want this. I friggin' hate this guy at this point in time. Like, I don't want anything good for him. But like, they redeemed him somewhat at the end.
Yeah, they do.
But no, but I like the other brother that it was like he was
cool.
the thinker. He was the thinker and was trying to figure stuff out.
They called him a genius.
Yeah, and I thought they had a real missed opportunity in the movie was when. There's no spoilers, but he captures one. They show him making the trap, and I was like, "This is cool." And then that whole scene when they trap him, I was like, "That was I did not expect that, so that was cool." And I like that the one brother just wanted to kill it, and he's like, "No." And I actually thought it was going to be not necessarily friends, but
no bad.
Like he was, huh?
No bad.
No. But like he was going to not kill it. And maybe just not necessarily like, hey, we're buddies, but okay, maybe if he's not afraid of me, he's not going to kill me or something. There would be something there, but they kind of just go to right to him killing me. I was like, man.
I just think it goes too fast. I like the idea because he was going to use it to study it.
Right.
And I like that idea that he was going to use it, learn about it, because there's this whole build-up. Like, he plays chess by himself based on classic chess moves he's reading about.
My chess club teacher, Mr. Rose, did that.
Yeah, that's what the chess people do. And he's clearly a genius. He's trying to work on all this. He just is. And to not use that, they need another movie of a kid who's a genius that just figures out cool traps and shit to like take out zombies and stuff. I'd be so intrigued to watch clever stuff come up with and being all sciencey.
Yeah, I thought that's what was going to happen at the end, honestly. Like, I thought he was going to come up with some way to I'll be honest, the end, like,
I mean, it kind of made a little explosive. Well, what's happening? I don't know.
Just it was just gonna.
Oh, maybe it's time now. Time now.
But yeah, it's just so slow and dull and I mean, there's stuff happening, but after a while, just like
It's very. I don't know. I just feel like there's so many things that are just done and everything else. It's just like stuff that's in all the zombie movies, like all of them. So
let's go to the end here. So he makes like they start to. It's also weird because he talks about them being intelligent, but most of the time they just they're just like.
I mean, they know how to go underground.
I wouldn't even say it's intelligence. It's more
it's like an animal.
A mole. I would say is like this is the most intelligent thing because they can burrow. Like that's more instinct or whatever. But intelligence. So they show it a little bit at one time when like he's like, well, they did this like at 5 seconds. They hit their 10 seconds, hit the door, then 20 seconds. So they were doing a test and they really hit it. Then they were pissed and just ran off. But then there's other times where there's no intelligence. They're just really even seen as just big packs of stuff. That was so ridiculous.
Ball. Oh my god! They like. Then that reminded me of that shit zombie movie with what's her face?
Even the burrowing, it's like that's kind of like evolution or whatever you want to call it. You know, not necessarily like they planned this out.
It seems the burrowing. I feel like they did maybe by accident when the kid fell in this. There's a lot of spoilers here because it's not a great. In my opinion, I'm sure it took a lot of effort from people. They put their lives, they raised money, it took years.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and I have an opinion, and the opinion is, I love it.
It's a minor thing. Even when it first started, this is a minor thing. It's not that important. But so they got to close everything in the house every day. I'm like, why do they open all the windows in the house every day and board them shut every night? Like, just keep them boarded unless you're up there.
You can board and then just go outside if you want the sun.
Upstairs, if no one's upstairs,
that's true.
Why do you unboard all the windows? Just keep them all. Just board up.
And there was a steak knife in the table thing, and I'm like, that's gonna be a story because it's like the two kids are fighting. They're like young teens, and they start arguing across the table, and Nicolas Cage is like. Breaks it up and he's like, "Are we men?" and takes his knife and he stabs it like pretty deep into the table. Yeah. And then the next boy, the older boy, he does it, and then the younger boy, the green, he tries, but like basically bounced off the table. He's disappointed in himself.
But he was a real jerk, the older brother. Honestly,
he was just
so
he was like if he was a kid in school,
like it's a realistic person, I think, but like, but not like likable.
I think you're right. He gets kind of redeemed. Like he was just both the father and the younger brother. Like he was just selfish, doing things for himself and not. Yeah. It's like he'd get home really late, even though these things come out at night. Yeah. Dad's worried. It's like this is a real thing. They're literally scraping up your door. Yeah. They have these giant scrapes. It's not like it's like just never happened. You've never witnessed.
I think when they captured him, they become friends with. If he did find out they were someone intelligent, maybe they could communicate or something. I don't know. But, I mean, not just talk, maybe communicate with each other. I don't know. But it didn't really go anywhere, just kill it. But so at the very end, they burn him through every place, which is interesting, kind of cool, whatever. I don't know. But so he finds out that they're burrowing from underneath the house.
Yeah, because they have like a big rug, and somehow they plotted to be under this giant rug. There's a hole, and so the boy kind of like starts to fall in.
He needs 10 minutes to create this giant plan, and which isn't much of a plan. The plan is to just blow up the whole house. And
put them in it, hypothetically.
Yeah, but still, though,
because you're going to use
all your but you're going to use all your supplies, all your gasoline. Everything and destroy your homes. Then what? You have what? 12 hours till the next night, and then you're all going to get killed.
But they've got their little bebop buggy.
Yeah, that's going to run out of gas. Yeah, it's got no gas, and they have no shelter. Like that's not the great plan. Like my plan is to destroy any. I thought there was going to be some kind of plan where. Doesn't seem very, and it's like it's
And for a genius,
Was there 20 monsters that destroyed the whole world? Now they're all dead? I don't think so. I assume they're all everywhere.
yeah, because like cities have been blown up. Although they were having, it was kind of cute when there's a girl in a nearby farm. It was kind of like a very, very small community of like maybe 10 adults and her. And so the boy who's always hanging out without paying attention to what he's supposed to do, he's got a crush on this girl, and they go into this field very near dark because that's smart. And she's got this game of you need 10 seconds to tell a shitty story about the end of the world.
Yeah, at first I thought, is this just how they're going to explain how the world ended? And I was like, that's going to be super lame. But it was like they were just making stuff up.
Yeah, but then I thought, is any of this having like even a kernel of maybe what happened?
Right.
Because they've been told by they're like adults, like they're like the parents and everything. That's not good.
Well, yeah, it's ridiculous.
People still do
I
that.
don't know why anyone would think that was good.
I guess.
Oh,
Whatever. So, yeah, not a fan. Would not see again. Do not need to investigate further.
No, I'm going to see it again. But
You are? Oh, that's right. You're seeing it with people. Well, maybe you'll love it a second time, and you can come back and be like, Annabelle, see it a second time. You'll see all these new things.
I know, but it'll be a nice day out with my mom and my brothers.
What did you think about their incredibly like hyper chomping these monsters?
Horrendous. I actually started laughing in the theater when that started. Is there something in Beetlejuice that looks like that? Doesn't the dad's head turn into something like that? Where it's like I'm almost certain.
Oh, the mom has that like longed out thing with the eyeballs inside it.
Yeah.
It's very long mouth. It's like tack, 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 tack.
So
I don't remember anything that's like, is this mine?
that's mine.
But it's like,
It's so stupid.
it's like you know the wind up mouth on the feet.
Yeah, it's that. But that's what it reminded
That's
me
what I'm
of.
saying. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
but it doesn't like move like that.
So it's like they're so these creatures, they're very big and hairy, and that part is cool. That's really looks very good. And their head is like a weird tiki doll thing, but sometimes it's kind of like an animal. But
Yeah, I didn't get it.
You can't really see
a couple
it 'cause
times
it's
I thought
so
they were almost humans when you first couple, like their hands are, and then like I didn't understand like the hands can elongate, and then like the fingernail could go like super long, but then they never use it again in the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
So they're like crawling all over the house at one point, and you see when they like are going to attack you, like actually attack you, their face like is like it's like that fast. It's like
I know you mean it's like a wind up like chattering.
the chattering teeth.
Yeah.
And it's even like
It looks so stupid because it's like impossibly fast.
yeah, it's not. It's not good. It's not. And I'm sorry, the person who designed this character. I'm sure somewhere out there, someone other than us loves it.
Yeah, I'll say they do a good job in the commercials. Never show what they look like, which I'd be really interested.
They never ever show what they look like in the movie.
Well, they show more than anything. I thought even by the trailer, it might have been vampires because it really did give me the I Am Legend vibe. But
I wish it was something different because I think if there was a different creature, the whole story, like if it was some kind of like I Am Legend kind of vampire thing, it didn't need to be this super original anything. Like in the kid, when he sets up the creature to get trapped, it didn't have to be this giant fucking finger coming through the door hole.
No.
That wasn't necessary. He could have just left it unlocked and he just opened it because that's all he did was reach over. And I thought maybe he's going to infect the kid. I thought bugs were going to maybe infect the kid. I thought all these different things are going to happen.
Yeah.
He's going to turn into a monster.
Right.
That never happens. So I don't know.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I don't know.
Right? Just sticking the finger through.
Well, I did like that. It's just silly.
But then he just opens the door
yeah,
anyway.
they did show that they do have someone telling them to open the door, but then any other time they're just breaking through stuff. So I didn't understand any of that.
I don't know. So clearly, not our favorite.
No. And just honestly, the way it's shot was so annoying to me. I was like,
Oh, the camera thing.
oh my god! And it was pointless. I didn't understand. Maybe in a couple scenes, but they do just dialogue scenes.
Yeah.
So many shots of like people walking, and it's still doing
Walking.
that. Like I don't know.
I do like the kids. I like
I
the
do too. I
family
like-
dynamic,
Yeah,
honestly.
even the kid I don't like, I think it's a realistic portrayal.
Yeah, I think and it works together as siblings. Because
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of siblings in that very close age range that have that kind of dynamic of, I'm the nerdy brain and I'm the cool.
Yeah.
Like, I want to hang out with girls. And the other guy's like, I just want to build cool shit.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think they could have done better if they need both of those. Not that you need to hang out with girls this time, but well, I guess maybe to continue humanity or something. But and something where each of them had a trait that was both needed
Yeah.
to actually survive.
Yes, I agree. So I will give it. The acting I did like the acting.
I'm going to give it 2.
I was going to give it a 2.5.
That's good. 2.5 is good.
2.5.
I mean, it's not horrendous or anything. I honestly wish it was better. It was more
not a lot of
frustrating, I think, than like.
potential.
It's just really good.
Those snappy bounce. I mean, I feel like they were trying so hard to do something original with that, like so out of the box, and it just missed the mark. Just missed it for me.
Yeah.
So, but we saw First Omen. That was amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
So I'll take it.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
You saw Immaculate a couple weeks ago?
Oh, we haven't talked about that, huh?
No.
Immaculate. Not dissimilar to First Omen.
No, very similar setup.
It's
Similar.
kind of rough for Immaculate, I would think, to have both of them come out at the same
Yeah.
time. The guy even brought up, because we were at the Coolidge, yay, there's a small theater, and there was, after the film, there was a Zoom with the director, and he mentioned that there's another movie that's going to be out around now.
Yeah.
And I think
It's really weird because I thought Immaculate, and I hate this term, but I thought it would be more of an elevated horror movie. I actually thought it would be more like Omen 2.
Yeah.
And it's much more of like an exploitation film from like the VHS days, which I actually appreciate. I like that, but it was much different than I thought.
Yeah, but like the guy said, is very for a movie that gets released in the theater. It was very low budget of a cool $1 million.
Yeah, independent, low budget is the broad term.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
I think the acting is very there's different levels of actors in the movie. Immaculate. I personally like just a crazy exploitation film. I like that about it. I really do like the ending. Well, it's not like the
It's
greatest
very
movie I've ever seen or anything like
No,
that.
it's not
But I enjoyed it.
either.
No, I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
like
I think it's a solid 3.5.
that sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's, it is good. The acting is good. Some of the stuff,
It's very entertaining movie.
has
Not
a
as
lot of
smart
Suspiria kinds of
as
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
I actually do like that the conspiracy is just so insane and preposterous.
what?
I probably honestly this is weird. I'm gonna go to a 4 just because I'm thinking like if this would have came out in the 80s, this would be like something I would have loved. So I think you have to go in with that mindset. Like you're not going to see an A24 type movie, and you're just like. So I'm going to go 4. I think for the kind of movie it is, it does its job.
I also, you know what? We were so distracted by these shitheads, kids next to us. I was really distracted. So I would watch this again.
Yeah.
I would watch it again because I feel like I was so
I
full
agree
of
with. Yeah, I agree.
anger.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
I was very in an anger space of not being able to focus. They were bad. This wasn't just normal. I think I do so much better now just being able to keep my cool, but they were bad. They were bad. But that ending.
This is kind of like when I talk about, and I'm not saying when I talk about I really like Taxi Driver, and I like Basket Case, and I know technically one's a better movie, but I enjoy them
It's
both.
enjoyment. Yeah, it's
And Immaculate
entertainment.
kind of goes.
Yeah.
I'm not putting a Basket Case on, but it's like I find it very enjoyable
Basket Case.
on this. Like this is a really
Entertaining.
entertaining,
Yeah.
crazy movie. So
Yeah.
that's what I liked about it.
Yeah, I do need to see it again. Are we gonna have those people on at all?
We were supposed to, but it never happened. But
Is it ever
I
gonna
did. I
happen?
reached out to the director.
Okay.
I also reached out. I don't know if this will happen, but to Neil deGrasse Tyson.
What?
With I pitched him an idea, the science of violence, where we have him on the show.
Oh my God!
And we
it would
talk
be
about
dream,
the science behind these different horror movies and how plausible they would be.
Oh
And I think
my
it would have to be like
God.
sci-fi horror movies like Frankenstein, Alien, Thing,
Oh my
Predator.
God! That's a dream.
You probably will not do it, but I've heard interviews where he talks about movies, and I'm like, this guy's a big movie fan.
Oh my
So
God.
I pitched this idea. Well, it happened. I don't know.
I was
but I'm
just
trying to do it.
recently, I was watching his show. It was the Carl Sagan show that he ended up starting to do again.
Yeah.
And I would just like put myself to sleep with that. I wake up and be on, it'd be great. And I was starting to listen to interviews with him where he's just like trounces because someone who was working on Psycho 8 posted a post that said like someone like trounced him. And I watched it and I'm like, no, you're a dummy. You're a dummy if you think this other person won. And then I saw him like versus one of the guys from St. Clown Posse. And I'm just like, oh my Lord. He's just, he's so great.
I'm a big fan.
Great.
So,
And then some with Bill Maher.
and he's entertaining too. He's very smart, but he's also very entertaining.
I actually was he was going on tour and I was going to go. And it's just price range.
Yeah.
But, oh my God.
I mean, I don't know what happened, but I thought, what the hell? The worst I can hear is no or not a reply. So we'll see.
Man.
I don't know.
And I sent picture me like, ooh.
Yeah, the thing is, like, does he actually see this? You know, if I send it to his website, it might be some person who knows. But, and anyone out there, hit him up, like on Twitter or something, like, do this show. Yeah.
Well, we can take this segment and we can make a little thing and be
There
like,
you go.
tag,
Yeah,
tag.
do it.
So
It would be, I think it'd be really fun for everyone
I
involved.
love it so much.
We can
he doesn't make fun of us.
Yeah, we could send him just like a list of 10 movies or whatever we think of if he wants to think about it beforehand or whatever.
Yeah, he can pick some movies for us.
That's true too. Yeah.
Yes.
I'd actually, even though it's not
if
really horror like that, I would like to put Sunshine on there.
I would watch that.
Yeah, definitely would. I'd like to know about Sunshine.
I need to see that.
I love Sunshine.
I know, and there's so many movies that are in the like list of things I need to see.
I think it's one of the most underrated sci-fi movies ever. It's horror too, honestly. Sci-fi horror. Great.
There's so many movies to watch.
It's the most nihilistic commentary track I ever listened to.
Oh, interesting.
It has two commentary tracks. One with the director, which is really good, and then one with the scientist, because they did have a scientist on set to try to keep it like somewhat, and that is like whoa, this guy's like basically saying nothing matters at all. The whole universe, because the whole universe eventually will just be stardust. And I'm like, wow, this is like the most depressing thing I've ever listened to in my life.
When clients started talking to me about their what do you call that? The depression. It's like deep depression that comes from like the universe being bullshit, and I like really have to be careful and not go down that road because I will be floating right down that lane. Like I started talking about brains being chemicals and electricity, and they're like, well, what are we? And I'm like, I need to stop talking because I'm now going to take away free will if I keep talking.
Right. I haven't seen Sunshine for a while. I need to rewatch it. Main guy's so good too. The guy played Oppenheimer.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Cillian
Murphy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, check that out. We didn't talk about it. But anyway, Immaculate. All these are worth seeing though.
Oh yeah, always.
Theater. Yeah.
Always. Never trust us. Never. It doesn't matter what movies that you agree with. Always see movies on your own. Because it could be the one movie
and support
that you're
the
like,
movies
this
at
is
the theater
amazing.
because we're living a time right now where it's like the big tentpole movies do, but also independent horror does well. It's why a lot of them get released. And so if you go and see them, more of them will get into the theater.
Especially go see them at your local theaters because there are so few. Once they're gone, I don't think old theaters will ever come back.
No,
when they're
because
gone, they get torn down
Yeah, if they
and
buy
turned into Target.
right, if they buy this giant building, they're not gonna like, oh, let's build a theater. They're gonna let's build, like a Target.
Yeah, find indie stuff, indie everything. Go indie. Indie matters. Indie music, indie anything.
Yeah, so I
don't know
really
if
like
it counts
this.
as indie anymore.
Yeah, I really like that Coolidge sweat
Oh yes.
hoodie you're wearing.
This spine. That can you see it on the camera? Because
Yeah.
I can't see through.
Yeah.
I love this one so much.
That's probably gonna come up your mic.
Oh, I love this one so much. It's so great.
Just this week they showed, or last weekend they showed.
See, little ghosty dude.
So I was trying to help promote a little bit, so that we had Kelly Maroney we had on the show,
Yeah.
Night of the Comet, and then this week John filled in from Return of the Living Dead. Great interview. Great interview. Check that out.
I saw a little part of it when I was in my depression. It was like on the Without Your Head page, and I saw you talking like,
He had to fly out to Texas, so he was only on an
Really?
hour. But he likes to come back on.
nice, cool,
And
very nice.
This I won't say on the show. Go listen. Check it out. Good guy.
Yeah.
It was cool because we talked
My
about the
interest
movies,
is peaked.
and we also talked a lot about and he brought this up was recovery. I didn't know this. He
Oh,
was
really?
a long time alcoholic and drug addict, and he's been clean out
Wow,
for
good
9
for
years. And
Wow. That's awesome.
that was a big part of the interview.
That's fantastic. I love stories like that come up. It's important stuff for people to hear because, the entertainment part's awesome, and all of y'all are real people.
Yeah.
So hearing real things is good. Life is fun, and it's also suffering.
It was nice to see. He really appreciates these movies now, and because he said when he got into acting and he started doing the horror movies, he went on and did like mainstream stuff
I
and
saw
Point Break
that.
and
He has
stuff.
a really good
And he said his family, his dad, like showed no respect. Like all these movies are terrible, children's horror, and like you could tell it really affected him.
Yeah.
And now he's like he really appreciates those. And his dad's no longer here, but I don't think his dad ever really like.
His dad's not here to like shit on his work.
He's
So
just kind of
sad.
saying yeah, maybe they are, but I did them. How many people are in a big movie?
Exactly.
And those movies are
In any
everyone knows
movie,
them
to be
now. That's what he was saying. Like how many
It
people are in
doesn't
any movie?
matter. Yeah.
Yeah. And those movies, people love Children of Four and Return of the Living Dead. They talk about this day.
I want to rewatch. I was looking stuff up when that interview was coming up from Return of the Living Dead, and I'm like, I need to watch this again because this was a
It's so good.
great movie.
It's a movie I loved as a kid because I loved all the zombie stuff. And then as I watch it, as an adult, I still love that stuff. But it's a really
real
funny
story.
movie.
Yeah.
It's great cast. And it's a movie where both the young actors and the veteran actors are both awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very fun to listen to some Clue Gulager stuff because Clue did not even want to do this. He's like, "What is this shit?" And
How'd they get him?
well, because as John said, at that time it's different today. Now it's like cool to do horror movies. At the time, you got either young people that were breaking into the business and would do whatever, or you had guys that were on the decline of their career, and that's what they had to do. And that was Clue, who admitted it later on, and he appreciated the movie a lot later on in life. But at the time, he looked down on that he had.
That must have been hard, though. I think that'd be really tough, as if you have this.
Because he was in these
respect.
big westerns and stuff.
Yeah, you've got this respect, and then it's kind of like when you've seen
Betsy Palmer's the same way.
Oliver Reed.
Yeah.
Right? When you see Oliver Reed, and he was in his prime, he was kind of James Bond and all this shit, and then you see him descend into serious alcoholism, and it just falls apart. And it's like just seeing somewhere someone's it's like seeing an old lion who's out in the wild, like pouncing on things and then ends up like in a cage, like this toothless sad lion. So I feel like that can be part of that, to kind of like be realizing like this is changing for me. Like this is now changing. I'm not going to get the stuff I used to get. I mean, sometimes people do pull through and they get like great roles, but it has to be really uncomfortable.
John talked about embracing that now.
Yeah.
He's doing tons of independent stuff now.
That's great.
And he said he was even doing fan films. And I brought up actually Cage because it's like Nicolas Cage everyone knows he actually had to do these because he had all this money.
Mm-hmm.
But he's done interviews where he said it's the most fun he's ever had.
Yeah.
And he seems like it, because he doesn't seem like he's just watching through these movies.
Yeah. I think that is the like great thing about, someone like John, is that you can be that person that kind of gets into depression and sinks, or you can embrace like, hey, things are changing and I can enjoy this. Like this is it's different, but life changes and you've got to embrace it or fall.
So yeah, it's a great interview. If you want to just hear about the movies, that's cool. But I think there was like some really interesting stuff, which I like about. I think both of us agree. That's what we like about the show. It's not just. I like that stuff too. Hey, memories of this movie, but it's nice to find out about the people.
Definitely. So who we got coming up next on the shoot? We
This
got
week, Naomi Grossman returns, and we have Nathan.
She's so cute.
Is it Paige? No, I'm sorry, Nathan. He made this Juggalo horror movie Off-Ramp, which has been blowing up at the theaters.
Yeah.
Nathan Tate. And it's been blowing up at the festivals. It's been it played at Buff, but it's been playing all over. And I saw it just play Panic Fest.
Oh, nice.
And I saw our friend Jill Gervagazion, Jill Six as we know her. She was out there and she was drinking Faygo. And I was like, hell yeah.
Cotton candy Faygo.
It wasn't cotton candy,
awesome,
but yeah.
But Neal got some Faygo.
So everyone out there too, get some Faygo for
what was it? 5 and dime?
No, I got it at the
Family Dollar Tree. There's
but I'm sure it's other places too.
Yeah, I got to find the Dollar Tree near me because there is one. So
yeah.
I gotta set an alarm so that I remember on my way home from work.
Right.
If I'm even having
I'll send you. My son just walked by and saw you both and asked if you're playing that poop game.
Not today.
No, I'm very
Another time. Son rules.
Speaking of that, though, I did not realize at the time, and I just found out recently, I streamed that to the wrong YouTube. It's actually on Internet. So I'm going to repost that onto Without Your Head as well.
Wow.
But, oddly enough, I think that is how Coast found the show, because Coast was originally In Your Head guy. Then he found out through that, and now he's on with.
Sweet.
He's always watching us.
So this is the sales pitch.
Yeah, it's kind of
cool. All right, that Coast, I love Coast. Very nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to repost that onto Without Your Head as well, because it's very important.
It is. It's a big thing. So it makes sense that it's crossing the Headyverse, as you like to refer to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else we got going on? We got things coming up. We got to think about. I mean, things are all over the place for me in predictability, but ideas of possible future events.
Yeah. So movies coming up. Arbor Day.
For those of you who haven't been paying attention, haven't been present, whatever it is, Neal came up with this. He comes up with these great, you all know, he comes up with these great ideas. He came up with the idea of this horror comedy short called Arbor Day. Don't you dare take it. Don't. But you can't come up with it because he was just telling me more about it earlier. Because we weren't recording for a second, so I thought told me about the movie. And it's funny. It's great. It's
really
gonna be very silly. I think it's going to be amazing. Brother Troy is involved doing it.
He's really deep
and monster stuff.
I have to make it now.
So you have to. You
can't be somebody
because I will tell Troy. This is why I wanted to group chat with Troy originally, so you can't
it's
sneak
on there.
out of it.
I started one. It's there.
I know, but
I understand, but it's there.
That's where it's going to happen because I'm like, I'm gonna lock Neal in. This is really why I suggested it.
I have several ideas, but I'm trying to focus on this one now because I actually have ideas for other stuff. But let's fixate on Arbor Day.
Fixate on Arbor Day.
That's a
Infilon.
risotto, which is my another one. And,
Risotto?
yeah, that's the
Oh.
chef. And then there's also necrophiliac one, but those are in the future. Right now it's Arbor Day.
Right now it's Arbor
And
Day.
so
It's gonna be
I
awesome.
want to film a short teaser, and we're going to start a crowd. I mentioned the crowdfunder, and several people reached out that they want to.
I told you. Telling you, Neil. Always listen to me. I never steer you. Have I ever
No.
storing you wrong?
But instead of just posting, though, sometimes I'm just like, oh, let's throw this out. I want to organize everything and put out an actual something that's tangible and makes sense. So
I think we should at least make cards.
we'll figure it out.
We gotta put them around town. and
Oh, yeah. That's the line.
What? This?
Yeah, if you see me, look, I'm not being a weirdo. I'm trying to.
You're a weirdo.
No, I was just making sure the green light's still on. But it is.
Weirdo. Creep show shirt.
I always feel that way when I look at people's shirts and then I notice they look at me and I'm literally reading what t-shirt you're wearing.
I love this shirt. I got this for Barbie.
Yeah, I remember. I was actually happy that you wore it. And I was like, yeah,
I got this printed.
this is coming up actually. In
Oh,
a
yeah,
couple weeks, everybody.
Very sweet. If people already contribute their things.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. I might post them when I get home, and then I think there's only a week left to get your stuff in.
Week from today. Today being the 15th. The 15th.
14th. Tomorrow's the 15th. So I think next weekend is the final.
It's your last minute.
Yeah, so get your stuff in there. You can either send in short films under 20 minutes. I don't care what year they're from, just as long as we've never showed them before. They don't have to be specifically horror, but in that realm. So
Something
horror, weird, underground, something like that. They could be super professional. They could be very amateurish. As long as they're entertaining.
It can totally blow.
Yeah.
No, but you have shown things that are not that they totally blow, but things that are like
Someone
made by
just
one
made,
person,
right.
But it's just got the
Who's returning this
charm.
year for it? So.
Really? Well, we'll see how that goes.
But
You're too kind. Neil's too nice sometimes.
This is one of my favorite things.
He's a real gold vendor.
The follow-up to this will be down the road in a few months. We're going to do a music video festival. And then I think I'm going to bring back Bloody Stumps, the feature film festival.
Nice.
But I'm going to narrow it down to 2 days,
Yes.
maybe 6 movies, 3 on one day, 3 on the next day. And I also thought with the new setup, we could do live Q&As after the movie. So do the movie, live Q&A with the filmmakers and stars, whoever wants to be involved, follow up with the next one. And so it'll be like an actual film festival, but virtual.
I like that. You gotta put in a break.
That one will also, I want to get a group of judges to.
That was
not
nice
just,
when you've done that before.
Yeah, and also because this one I need to, since they're, look, okay, if you send in a short that I don't necessarily like, but it's a minute, you're probably going to get in. But if it's an hour and a half movie, I need to really narrow it down.
Yeah.
And not to be rude or anything.
That's the way it is, Neil. That's the way of the world.
And the
it's
good
not like
thing
you're
is,
charging money
exactly.
for it.
The good thing is it's free, so you're not getting ripped off.
Yeah, it's not like Neil's gonna get it and then repost it somewhere or anything like that.
It'll be all through Film Freeway anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so that'll be fun.
So Arbor Day.
Arbor Day.
Eyes peeled.
Severed limbs.
Stuff, severed limbs, very soon.
Live Without Your Head every Thursday.
So we got Naomi Grossman.
And Nathan
Pine.
I feel terrible, Nathan.
I'm up front. I suck with names. It's the juggalo movie, I know that.
Tate. Nathan Tate.
Not Pine.
No,
I got the Arbor Day on my brain.
He's a good guy. I like this guy, Nathan Tate.
I think we met him at the Buff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he seemed really cool.
And then the last week, the last week of this month will be Big Ed Gwynn from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and also
He's
from
so funny in that.
Yeah, also from Buff. It'll be, let me grab her name here. It'll be Rebecca Mishral who made Sweetmeats.
Oh, that was so great. Great. We can have your music person on at some point. Music
Yeah,
of the
we
month?
might have to record that. She's from Germany, but she lives in France, I think. I don't know. I'll have to see what the time difference is. But we'll do that. And then I actually have
6 hours.
we won't say now because let's focus on her, but that's Lumia Dark. Her stuff's really cool.
So if you've been listening to the show this April, any of the music other than the theme is from her.
Yes. And
She's
then,
cool. She's like one of these like German people. It's like got all the weird like masks and such.
yeah.
It's very cool. Yeah.
And then I have next month's lined up too, but we'll wait until we'll give Lumia Dark her.
We got any new reviews out there?
I have one from Diablo Joe I'll have to edit. I didn't edit yet, so that'll be up. But our other two are kind of relaxing.
Well, maybe it sounds like something's in the air. There's a lot of people going through it right now. There's
Yeah.
work I've seen, not just like co-people, but the actual
By the way,
people.
I know Justin had he's doing his review of Sting. Another movie I really like. And so that'll be up probably this week. He hasn't sent it to me yet, but he's doing it. But what was really interesting, I'm trying to find who's told me this, but here it is. So Anthony Nadeau, he said, I watched your interview with the star and director of the movie Sting. In this article on Variety, there's a few statements that are almost word for word what they said to you, but no mention of you or Without Your Head. Coincidence. So I clicked on this, and they give quotes of both the director and the star, but no, it's very strange for an article to give actual quotes of people, but not say where those quotes are from. And I'm pretty sure they're from the interview. So that's kind of messed up that you would quote someone from an interview, but not say where those quotes are from.
Yeah,
no
you
source.
should contact them because that's bullshit. Seriously.
Yeah.
It is.
It's literally right,
Contact
unless they say the exact same thing. But
No, you should contact them. In my opinion, if someone else wants to go out there, contact them on behalf of Neil Jones because he's too nice. He'll never do it. I honestly.
it's a really cool interview.
Yeah.
It was, I didn't have a lot of time because it was a press thing, but it's with the director. And it was funny, the girl who plays Charlotte, she's like, oh, so there's a scene that's like from Alien. So I called up Sigourney and was asking how to do it. I was like, what the heck?
I can't recall.
And then the director's like, yeah, it's like none of us can do that, but she can just call up Sigourney Weaver.
Right? That's what in my mind. I'm like,
No, it's
you're just
what
gonna
the
like.
hell? Yeah. So I looked it up.
Sigourney.
She was in a movie with Sigourney Weaver, and I guess
Cool.
she was like, I'll help you out. So cool. That's pretty awesome.
Very nice. Yeah. Did you get her on the show?
That's what I said at the end. I was like, Sigourney's up there. They were really cool. So,
Yeah.
and I'd like to get the special effects guy on who made the spider.
Yeah. 'Cause
He goes back. He did Lord of the Rings. He did,
That's awesome.
and then he goes all the way back to Meet the Feebles.
I was gonna say, this sounds like is this guy from
the Weta thing, but it was
Yeah.
even before that became a thing. So
Jackson, Peter Jackson.
yeah, I think Peter Jackson seems like a very loyal guy. Like he's kept a lot of those people around.
You need to get Peter Jackson. Like, yo, Peter.
I've said this on the show, but it's funny. Years ago, I'd asked him to come on the show. I mean, he was big, but he's blown up yet. And then I got a reply like, he's interested. It was to talk about Dead Alive. Like, Peter's interested in this, but he's busy right now in pre-production on King Kong.
Well, what's he up to right now? Reach out.
That was like when I asked
going on.
before he TD Wicca, whatever. I'm sorry. The guy's name. What's his name? TD.
He's I know exactly who you're talking about. He's in the Vampire.
Yes, I had asked to do an interview specifically for
He was
that.
going to come on.
Yeah, and then his reply was,
I have
but
this thing
it was,
to do.
yeah, it was the new Thor movie, and I was like, what the hell?
He's
Like,
great. He's
yeah.
doing something else that's just
and he's like really
he's everywhere.
huge. I've heard his show,
Indie stuff.
his pirate movie. He's a TV show about pirates. It's supposed to be really funny. My brother watches it. I was like, I need to watch this.
It's not the Pirates with
It's like the Black Pearl, or I don't know what's going on. But
There's a.
It's a comedy pirate
well,
show.
the one that's not a pirate one that I'm thinking of. It's got Noel Fielding. You know him? Noel Fielding. He's a British comedian. He's tall. He's goth. He's on the British Baking Show, and a whole bunch of.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I know.
He's on. First place I saw him was IT Crowd. That's a funny show.
I've never
It's
seen
amazing.
that.
IT Crowd. You should see it. It's great.
What? Here it is. It's called Our Flag Means Death.
Oh.
It's got Reese Darby, Tiki Watiki,
Taika.
Taika Watiki,
There's no K in that second part of his name.
Waititi. I'm sorry. But it's got cool people in it. I've heard it's very funny.
There's a great beard on that guy.
Oh,
Man.
well, I'll have to check that out sometime. Christian Nairn.
Well, anyways. Who are these people? Oh, we got Dustin. Hey, Dustin, what's up?
Says, I love both. I love me some horror and wrestling. Hope you two are having a good day.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dustin. I
Thank
hope
you,
you are
Dustin.
having a good day as well.
Dustin's a good man.
All the without your head days are good days.
Yeah.
You didn't sound very convinced.
I don't know if
Yeah.
speaking of buff, I don't know if I think I told you.
Yeah.
The not Tigers are not afraid. Tiger Stripes.
Yes.
The director's going to come on,
Cool.
and it worked out. She's in Malaysia.
Oh, isn't it like directly across from us?
Yeah, it's 12 hours, so it worked out. She's going to be live on the show. I think it's going to. I have it at home. It's at May in May.
Sweet.
It's they wanted to. She's gonna be on the day before it comes out in the American U.S.
You guys gotta see
And again,
it.
it's
Great.
it worked out so we don't get the press day 10-minute one. She's gonna be live on the show. So he's really excited. So that's fun.
Yay! It was excellent.
Yeah.
There's another one that's got social commentary, but it's so imaginative. It's got great like local folklore, which I love learning about folklore from faraway lands and not just Bigfoot. Who we got over here? Stephen.
Hello, Neal Annabelle. Enjoyed your interview with Kelly Maroney. Good stuff. Well, thank you, Stephen. Stephen Boots.
Nice to see
Stephen
you.
Butler. He's from.
Butler?
I just always call him. But
Stevie
Stephen
Boots.
Butler. Yeah.
This is a cool name,
is
Stevie
cool.
Boots.
I
I don't know if you
like
like it,
Yeah.
but Stevie Boots. That sounds
Stephen,
like
he's up
that sounds like your
Toronto.
favorite cat name.
Stevie Boots. Yeah.
Yeah, Stevie Boots.
Yeah.
If I get a cat someday, it's going to be Stevie Boots.
So the other week, actually, Coach, I sent out the link. I tested sending the link out, and Coach videoed into Without Your Head.
Oh, very good.
Maybe we'll do that in the future if we have some extra time.
I think that would be great.
He's a very
We
cool
have
guy.
so many guests that it's kind of hard to do like
Yeah.
a theme show, but maybe we can do a theme after show sometime.
Sorry I wasn't able to catch the beginning of this. I'll have to go back and
To see the actual
hear what
movie.
you said. There you go. Yeah.
We had 2 5s, and I think I gave it 3, and you gave it 2.5.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't go 5
You didn't go 5 for the.
for Immaculate. Oh,
No.
yeah,
for,
I understand. Say 2 5s for
first Omen,
Yeah.
5 and 5,
yeah,
and then
Double 5. and 2.5 or 3 is
Arcadian
good.
was, I think I gave it 3 because I liked the acting, and everything was fine except for the monsters.
The camera work to me really helpful.
Coast. We were just talking about how great Coast is.
Yeah, Coast
And
LPA.
how we think that you may have had your in here because Neil accidentally streamed this through in your head.
Yeah.
So really glad to have you.
Was that the first time you were here, Coast? I think it was during the poop shoot game. Dusty
It's
Dan.
called the poop shoot game.
That's what it's called. It's called poop shoot. That's literally what it's called. It's so Jason bought that on Temu, and apparently there's another version that's like, this is like the Temu knockoff version of poop shoot. But it was very fun.
I liked it. I thought it was great. The first Omen, Dustin.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. I think the person would be, you'd have to have a
Interesting.
severely different opinion about horror than us. Which
Yeah.
is,
So I got the notification of this while I was on the Golden Gate Bridge.
oh, cool. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, when he videoed in
Is that
the other
where you
week.
live?
He lives on the Golden Gate Bridge.
Not the bridge. He lives under the Golden Gate Bridge.
He's a troll. He's the coast of troll. Does the Golden Gate Bridge have a troll?
There, I will tell you that by the Golden Gate Bridge,
And I don't mean
is
it
this
now.
really
People
creepy. Like I walked up from
Stop the movie.
a nice
Short
beach
movie.
area, and there's like a trail, kind of, that doesn't seem like anybody walks. And then there's like a weird bunkery thing that looks totally like a troll.
Weird. Well, this is a really short film that I just thought of. So you got a bridge. There's a troll living under the bridge, and the payoff is he's just on like Twitter, like bad mouthing people.
The troll.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't take it. I like this music that's on it. It's very light.
I was riding an e-bike.
Oh, was that one of like the questioned taking the like rent-a e-bikes? I would try it sometime. We got to get you on those bikes in downtown so you can learn how to bike.
Down.
That bike I have, I was like, I got this bike. It's great. It was great.
How long does it take to get to South Station?
What time do you need to be there? 20 past?
25. Well, 20. But yeah.
Not long, but if you want to wrap it up, then we could wrap it up.
No, I'm
and
fine.
be
I'm fine.
safe.
I was just
I
wondering.
wouldn't know because
Oh, it's a 9:45.
no, but I can't go on there and look at the map.
Oh, I see.
So let's see. So
I was like, I got to get home
if
and listen
I
without
drop
your
you
headphones.
off-
Good man. I like that.
Yay! So if we drop you off, how much time do you need to walk in from the sidewalk?
About 10 minutes.
10 minutes. So 10 minutes plus this. Gonna drive there. I think for safety's sake,
Yeah.
should probably wrap it
All
up.
right.
Make
So,
sure you're not
this was-
waiting for
yeah.
another.
What we talked about the movie was really great,
Yeah,
and I hope people check them out. This was really fun. Glad we met up again. We
definitely.
haven't seen each other for a while. We talked for a while.
Yeah, it's been a bit, but
We're
Trying to
excited
make it
about
work.
movie stuff.
definitely. I'm very excited about Arbor Day.
Yeah, Coast was one of the guys. He was like, yeah, let me know, and he will, even if it's a couple bucks, it's all help.
Yeah, anybody that can help or spread the word, do that, whatever. I mean, not yet,
Yeah.
but soon.
Yeah.
You can, yes, soon. So, yeah, it's cool. I'm looking forward to being a part of it and getting in on the collaborations
Yeah.
with the two Jones
Yeah.
boys.
And as I said, the Coast was on. So when we put up the crowdfunder, not only will it just help for Arbor Day, it will actually go towards some future stuff too, because part of that is going to be buying better equipment,
Yes.
which will be used on everything going forward.
Yes.
Just putting that.
Yes. Which will be awesome.
All right.
Yeah, that's you're going for the long term, the long haul.
Yeah.
The Without Your Head Productions.
Yeah. Do it up.
Yeah, guys. So, guys, gals, and folks.
I'm walking around. I still listen to audiobooks. Sometimes I'm just writing stupid dialogue and stuff in my head. That's my new thing when I'm walking.
Good idea.
So
I would
why
forget
not?
it. If I came up with something, I'd be like, that's an awesome idea.
I don't. I have a weird memory on stuff like that. But that's why I used to never write down dates of guests until like the animals. Like you got. I'll have to keep. I'm gonna keep on the counter. I'm sorry.
Oh my lord.
But
I cannot. It's like a miracle. It's like a superpower to me that people can actually remember an appointment of any kind. Of any kind. I don't remember shit. Does that all be written? If I got something to do, I need to write it down and set multiple alarms. But Neal's really got a great thing going on for the Arbor Day. It sounds so super funny, and I really think I have no doubt it's going to be a good time. It's going to be good. You guys are going to, if you like Neal, if you like us, I think you're going to love it. I feel confident you're going to love it.
yeah. So me, Annabelle, Troy, are gonna put our heads together and it'll work out. All right. So until next time, this is Nasty Neal.
And this is Annabelle.
This is Without
Your Head.
Dinner.
And the movie.
Yeah.